everyone, and welcome back to my online teaching platform. We are still on finding solutions to 2025 Wassce question, that is core mathematics. So we are done with the compulsory part of the paper 2. So let's continue with the optional part, that is question 6. The estimated cost of building a restaurant was $64,000. It was made up of the cost of labor, materials, and the contractors' charges in the ratio 12 to 15 to 5, respectively. At the start of the construction, the cost of labor increased by X%. Materials increased by 2X% due to inflation, but the contractors' charges remained same. After the increase, the cost of labor was 2/3 the cost of materials. And we are to determine the value of X, that is the 6A. And the 6B says that we should determine the new cost of building the restaurant. All right. So in this case, we're given an initial amount, which is $64,000. So that was the estimated cost of the building, okay, or of building the restaurant. And this cost was in 3 parts. One part for labor, another part for materials to be used, and the last part was for the contractors' charges. All right, and the ratio is also given in the order in which the cost will be shared, and that is 12 to 15 to 5 respectively. So in this problem, you could see that the cost of labor comes first, followed by the materials and that of the contractors' charges. So when you have to first consider the total estimated cost. So the initial estimated cost was, so let me put down the estimated cost first. Estimated cost was $64,000. Right, so that's the first thing that we need to put down. And this cost was in 3 parts. So part for labor, part for materials, and part for contractors' charges. And there was a ratio given. All right. So let's just consider the ratio given. So the ratio is 12 to 50, then to 5. All right. Now you could see that it is stated that it was made up of the cost of labor, materials, and the contractors' charges in the ratio 12 to 15 to 5. So it means the one that comes first will go for the first component of the given ratio. So the first one is for labor. So this is the labor part, followed by the materials, right? And the last one will be for the contractors or charges. Okay. All right. So whenever you have ratio, you have to first find the sum of the component of the ratio. So we have to find a total. Okay. So we have to find a total, and that will give us 12 plus 15 plus 5. All right. And this will give us a result of 30. I think a result of 32. All right. So this is the sum of the component or the digits in the given ratio, or the numbers in the given ratio. So we have to use this to determine the share that each component will be getting. So we have to know the amount that the labor will get out of the 64,000 that was estimated, the amount that the material will also get, the cost that will go into materials, and that of the cost that, or the part that will also go into the contractors' charges. So let's just start with the labor. So Start with the labor. So it's going to be the part of the labor, which is 12 out of the 32 times the total cost, which is 64,000. All right. So this will help you to determine the cost that go into labor. All right. So you have 12 divided by 32 times 64,000, and this will give us a result of 24,000. All right. So this is the cost for labor, or the estimated cost for labor. All right. So let us now take the next one, which is the materials. All right. So the materials, the same thing. You go for a digit that represent the materials, or the number that represent, that is 15 out of the total fraction, which is 32, times the estimated cost at the beginning. So the same thing will be done to that of the, so we have 15 divided by 32, then times the 64,000. Okay, so here the result is 30,000. All right, 30,000. So the same thing will be done to the contractors' charges. So we have the contractors, or the contractor, we can just shorten it. So contractors' part is 5 out of the 32 times the same amount. All right, and this will give us a result of, so 5 divided by 32. We have 5 divided by 32 times 64,000, and we are getting a result of 10,000. All right. So when you add the three costs, it must be equal to the estimated cost. So it means 34,000 plus, sorry, 24,000 plus 30,000 will give us 54,000. Then plus the 10,000 will give us 64,000. So we could see that it is equal to the estimated cost. All right. Now it is given that the price, or the cost of labor increased by X%. All right. The cost of labor increased by X%. But the cost of labor here is, the estimated cost of labor was 24,000. So if the cost of labor, so let me write it here, cost of labor increased by X%. All right. So if the cost of labor is increased by X%, that means the new cost will be equal to 100 plus X divided by 100. Okay. So 100 plus X divided by 100 times the initial cost of labor, which is the 24,000. All right. It has been increased by X%. So you add X% to 100%. 100% of any amount is the same amount. All right. So if it has been increased by X%, it means it's going to be 100% plus X% of that amount. Then you are going to get the new amount that you should get after there has been an what increment. All right. So here we are going to get, when you divide, we are going to get 1. So you divide 100 by 100, get 1. Then X by 100, we are going to get 0.01 X over here. Then all multiplying 24,000. All right. So let us work on that. So here we are going to get it as 24,000 plus, then we have 0.01 multiplying 24,000. All right. So here will give us 240x. So this is the new cost of labor after the cost of labor is increased by X%. All right. So this is the new cost of labor. So we move to the next part. It is also stated that the cost of materials also increased by, so cost of materials increased by also increased by 2x%. Okay, 2x%. So we have to now determine the new cost of materials. So the new cost will be 100 plus 2x out of 100 of the initial cost of what? Materials, which was 30,000. All right, so 30,000. Okay, so it means when you multiply 100 plus 2x or divided by 100 by the estimated cost of materials, then you are going to get the new cost of materials after the increment. All right, so this will give us 1. Divide 100 by 100, we are going to get 1. Then you divide 2x by 100, we are going to get 0.02x, or in brackets, multiplying 30,000. All right, good. So here we are going to get 30,000 plus, then we have 0.02 times 30,000. Okay, and this will be equal to 600. Okay, so now we have 600x. All right, so this becomes the new cost of materials after the cost of materials has been increased by 2x%. All right, now it is also stated that the after the increment, okay, after the increase, the cost of labor was two-thirds the cost of materials. So the cost of labor, so that means, it means we are doing a new cost, because they said after the increase. Okay, after the increase, so the new cost of labor is, then you bring your equal to sign. Okay, new cost of labor is two-thirds the cost of materials. So that is two-thirds the cost of materials. So two-thirds of the new cost of what? The new cost of materials. Okay, so this is how the equation will look like. New cost of labor is now two-thirds of the new cost of what? Materials. All right, so let us go back and get the new cost of labor. I think we have 24,000 plus 240x. So we are going to get 24,000 plus 240x equal to two-thirds of the new cost of materials, which is 30,000 plus 600x. Let me check again. Good, is here. All right, so this becomes the equation, and this will help you to find the value of x. So our LCM here will be 3. So we multiply through by 3. We are going to get 3 times 24,000 plus 3 times 240x, that equal to 3 times two-thirds of 30,000 plus 600 what? X. All right. So here, when you multiply 3 by 24, so 3 times 24, we are getting 72. So we are going to get 72,000. Then 3 times 24 here to give us 72. So 720x. All right. Okay, 720x. Then the other side, this 3 divides this, we are left with 2. So we have 2 multiplying 30,000 plus 600x in bracket. All right. So here we are going to get 72,000 plus 72. Sorry, plus 720x equal to, then 2 multiplies 30,000 give us 60,000. Okay. Then 2 multiplies 600x will give us 1,200x. All right. Then we now group like terms. So we are going to get, we can transpose 60,000 to the left hand side. So it's going to be 72,000 minus 60,000 equal to 1,200x minus 72. Oh, sorry, minus 720x. All right, 720x. So we have our 72,000 minus. So here we are going to get. Okay, we have 72. So we are going to get 12. Okay, so that will be 72,000 minus 60,000. All right. So that will give us 12,000. Good. So we have 12,000 here. Then equal to our 1,200 also minus 1,200x also minus 720x. Sorry, 720x. So we have 480x at the right hand side. But we have to find the value of x. So we divide through by the coefficient of x. So we are going to get 12,000 divided by 480 equal to 480x also divided by 480. So we are going to get our 12,000 divided by 480, and that will be equal to 25. Okay, so we have x to be equal to 25. So we conclude that the A part of the question is we should find the value of x. So we conclude that therefore x is equal to 25. All right. Now we are to determine the new cost of building the restaurant. All right. So we have to go back for all the new cost that we have solved for. So we know that the new cost of labor was, we had 24,000 plus 240x, and the new cost of materials, we had 30,000 plus 600x, and it was stated that the contractor's charges remained same. All right. So you could say that for the contracted charges, we had it to be 10,000, right? We had the result to be 10,000. So it's the same thing for the contractor. It was $10,000. Okay. So it means we need to add all the new cost of labor, materials, then we add the result to that of the contractor to get the new cost of the building or the restaurant. Okay, so it's going to be, now we know the value of S. Whatever is here, so we plug in 25. So we are going to get 2,400, sorry, it's rather 24,000. 24,000 plus 240. Okay, we are finding the new cost. Then multiplying 25 because the S is now 25. Then plus the new cost of material, which is 30,000 plus 600x, but the S is now 25. Then plus the contractor's charges, which is 10,000. So here we are going to get 24,000 plus, then we have 240 times 25, and this will give us 6,000. Okay, then plus 30,000 plus 600 multiplying 25, and that will give us 15,000. All right, we have 15,000 here. Okay, then plus the contractor's charge, which is 10,000. So here we are going to add all. So we are going to get 24,000 plus 6,000, okay, plus 30,000 plus 15,000, good. Then plus 10,000. All right. So in all, our new cost will be 85,000. All right. So conclude therefore the new cost is equal to $85,000. All right. So this is how you have to get a solution to this problem. So the estimated cost was given, and you were given a ratio for you to know the cost of each component. So we have three components. That was labor, materials, and contractors charges. So you are going to use the ratio. You first use the ratio to determine the cost for each of the components. So you just find a total ratio, then pick the component that comes first. You go for the first number in the given ratio, okay, the first part of the ratio. So you pick that number over the total ratio times the estimated cost that was given. Then you get the cost for that particular component. So you do it for all of them. When you are done, then you know the cost for each component. And it was stated that the cost of labor increased by X%. So X% means because it has been increased, meaning the cost will be higher now. So you need to add. If it was decreased, then you need to subtract. But this one, it was increased. So it's going to be 100% plus X%, and that will give us 100 plus X percent, 100 plus X% of the amount that was increased. Then you are going to get the new amount after the increment. So we did it to the labor and out of the materials, but the contractor's charges was still the same. So we didn't touch that particular part of the given problem. And it was given that the cost of labor was, after the increment, the cost of labor was 2/3 the cost of materials. So it means you need to bring the new cost of labor, which was, yes, we have it here, which was 24,000 plus 240x is, and that will be equal to sign, is 2/3 the cost of what? Material. So you bring the new cost of labor, which is 24,000 plus 240x, equal to 2/3 of the new cost of what? Materials, which is also 30,000 plus 600 what? X, and they should be in bracket, okay? Because when you ignore the bracket, you are going to multiply just the 30,000 by the 2/3, and you might leave the 600x out. So anytime you are multiplying a binomial by a term or a monomial, make sure you put the binomial in bracket, okay? The moment the terms are more than one, you have to put them in bracket before you expand the bracket. All right, so this is how best you should tackle this particular problem. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Math with Ebefa. I'll be providing answers to the remaining 5 questions, or I think 6 questions. So please, you should stay tuned. Bye.